give thanks for life. You want love black people. I'm going to say, you're the provider, Rasta, the Almighty. Joe! Rastafarian live on the meaning of the art of all flesh. Palonji, boom, get the place of fire, eyes is high. Open your eyes, you better be wise. You will know, take the place of fire, eyes is high. Yo, for the little you, I'm going to show you.
Okay, so we're here. This is episode number 8 of Catcha Fyah. You've seen 7 episodes so far, and we've all shot them from the river terminal in Bridgetown. For episode 8, we're stepping outside of the box a little bit, and we're also stepping across the border, doing our first, I would say, international interview, speaking to a big reggae artist right now, Protoje. Big respect to coming on the program. How you been doing?
Good man, nice vibes, nice to be here in Barbados, you know, first time here outside the airport, so we give thanks man, nice energy.
Yeah, big respect. First of all, tell us why you're here. The Reggae Festival is coming off this weekend. Vintage was last night. People had a massive time at Kensington Oval. Tomorrow, everybody's anticipating Reggae on the Hill. You're not on the card. You have a big collaboration going on with Chronixx, who's on the card for tomorrow. So just tell us a bit about your work, what you're doing in Barbados right now.
Well, Barbados, the whole Caribbean is a place where we want to spread the music, because, you know, we're all one, globally anyway, but more so in the Caribbean, because, you know, share the same history. And I just wanted to, before I went to Europe this year for a couple of months, wanted to come down here, check out the vibe, check out the scene, and being a big reggae weekend, it was just a right time to come down here and see what kind of energy being pushed from the music here. So you can call it just research, but to just come enjoy the paradise, which is Barbados, because every land we walk on belong to us, you know.
Yeah.
So just be there and share it.
And feel the vibe. Okay, let's talk about Protoje and let's talk about your craft. I hear a lot of music from you right now, so introduce my audience to your music.
Well, I mean, Protoje, I did my first album 2011 with songs like Rasta Love featuring Kimani, Dread, J.A. Did pretty good locally and globally. My second album, 8 Year Affair, you know, came out 2013. That had songs like Kingston Be, which was a big song for me. It was also in Grand Theft Auto 5, that video game, which made it, you know, known all over the world. And Song of the Year in Europe also. And I mean, there's enough music with about Google me, YouTube me, it's there.
Alright, let's talk about this song Rasta Love that you have with Kimani Marley. That still reigns right now as one of the biggest songs right now, right here in Barbados currently. In that song, you're talking about a girl, obviously, who's becoming aware of a new lifestyle.
Yeah.
So let's stop all of the music now and talk about the lifestyle that you portray. Let's talk about Rastafari. Let's talk about spirituality and the foundation behind your music. Let's talk about that for a little bit.
Well, I really feel like the music shouldn't be a separation from life. It's supposed to be well, for me, it's a representation of my life. So when I started to do music, the only thing that mattered to me at first was that I'd make good music, you know what I mean? And then as I started to put out music, it became more important to me what it is I'm talking about, what it is, what kind of word sound I'm putting out there. So my reading stepped up a lot, my studies, my trying to understand what I'm about, why am I here, you know, these existential questions. And then just started to put it into the music. Started reading about Walter Rodney, which led me to Marcus Garvey, led me to His Majesty, and so the cycle goes on. So the music and I represent is just a love feeling, you know what I mean? It's about an understanding and equality between all. And as I try to understand that more and practice that more in my life, I put it in my music.
Okay, well, talk to me about some of the things that you've learned throughout your research. You just mentioned some serious contributors to Black consciousness. Marcus Garvey, Walter Rodney, His Imperial Majesty. And you studied the philosophies and the teachings of some of these guys, the contribution that they've made. How relevant is it to modern day life, to young people? How do we, or how do you make a connection between what these guys have taught us many years ago to the life that we're living now? Is it still relevant, Protoje?
It's always relevant. No, life is a cycle. Life remains the same. There's nothing new under the sun. It's all been done in different ways. So that's the thing. Like at the time we be in this modern day technology and we feel so good about ourselves, like we are so advanced, eh? And yet a man thousands of years ago could have look up in the sky and tell us a hurricane coming 2 weeks from now. We can't do nothing here to these things. We have no understanding again of earth itself. And when I say we, I mean we. You understand? Me well guilty of it. Like I think we all are, get comfortable in about life being easier and simpler, not realizing we're making it more difficult.
So not crossing. So you're saying to me that our ancestors had a higher sense of connectivity to the universe than we currently do?
What do you mean, man? Alright, let me tell you how we used to terrible back in the day. See? Right now, there's nothing that you can build that man can understand how you do it. And we still can't explain pyramids. We still can't explain the amount of things we cannot explain, you understand? Man had running water and them things from way back them time, way back, until it disappeared, the technology disappeared and come back again and we find it. So I mean, when we really think about the things, man, like when we really think about the understanding, the connectivity to earth, being able to look up at the sun, seeing the color of the sky and understand what that means, to see like when it says something as simple as when winter coming and the bird them fly. So that's an understanding. Nobody has to tell them things, and like man used to have them understanding.
Alright, one of the things that we do on Catcha Fyah obviously is that we try to identify problems, and we also try to leave our viewers with solutions. When we come back, we're going to take a deeper chat into the African concept of spirituality, how that has been combined with the music of Protoje and the likes of the others that I've been singing with you. So we're going to take a video from you, Kingston Be. Why you mentioned that video just now? We're going to give our viewers a chance to take a look at this video. We'll be right back.
When the city I go click clack blow your bed, government fingers and tic-tac toes in it. And while they're working on the X's and O's, I'm living eye and eye like I'm Mr. Kamosi. No surprise when they sending foes to me. Opposite are when plain clothes approaching me. Follow the rules is what they propose to me. Selling their souls for what is owed, you see. Nothing is owed, nothing is promised. Never know the government would have run up in a them garrison. Without no sorry, without excuse. Soldier money in a them lorry, everybody gets abused. And everybody have them views now. The media is owned, so know where you get your news from. And the blood up on them shoes now. When them walk in the trace, look them hard in them face and say, Kingston, be warrior. Kingston, free up your mind. Kingston, just be warrior for me. Kingston, free up the eye, yeah. Now all the damage can't quantify. Ray and couldn't sanctify. Say enough of them sent to die. So the city I intensify. Say the ghetto them a gentrify. Well nobody no identify. Nobody's unidentified and just a lie there. Then where the gun there? Dead pan Saturday, buried Sunday. Like Solomon a gun there. Like no sons of Solomon them have done there. Leonard how will a pinnacle and them land there. Subdivision them deal it under hand. So learn it cause them come back with them plan it. So tell me how far do you wanna go now? Hey, cause them we rat-ta-ta-ta-ta when you pop out, pow, wow, wow, wow. Kingston, be warrior. Kingston, free up your mind. Kingston.
Alright, so we're back. You just saw the video Kingston Be. I know you enjoyed that video. Tell me about the production of that song Kingston Be. It's full of activity, and you're actually seeing, I suppose, everything that goes on in Kingston. Kingston Be. Tell me about that song.
The video or the song?
Well, the video itself, I mean, the song itself speaks for itself, but matching the lyrics, obviously bringing out in the video. Talk to me about the video.
Let me tell you an interesting thing about that video, right? That video is part of a project that I do with, I work with a lot of youths, see? So that video, if you've ever seen my songs like artwork, it's done by Taj Francis and a whole bunch of young youths, right? And the video now was their first video they ever directed.
Very first video?
Yeah, man. The first video they ever directed. And I just took a chance. I was like, I know you guys know the video, but they're so good artistically. I knew that they would make something that looks dope, you know what I mean? So they did it, they did up the murals. They always do my murals and stuff, so they did that big Annie Camus mural in the video. We got a helicopter, they went up in it and were filming the whole aerial view of Kingston that lots of people had seen, you know?
Nice shots.
Even in Jamaica people would know, and then the juxtaposing of the images between the garrison and the uptown and the whole gentrification, and just trying to, in a way, put information out there about, you know, things that happen in the geopolitics, all of that, and I wanted the video to represent that. So I was really pleased with that video, especially because it's the youths, and I love to see when the youth them, you know?
Okay, we're going to get back to what we were talking about before, but not on the topic of youths. How the young people have been responding to your music, and not just your music, but the music of the entire movement in Jamaica?
Yeah, man, the vibe's been good, man. The youths them get it, the youths them like the vibes because it seems fresh to them. The lyrics them can flow wicked, and the lyrical content and the patterning and melody is good, and it seems a way to them, you know what I mean? It's almost that it has this, for lack of a better word, this cool vibe around it, like it's cool and it's nice to be a part of it, and that's all well and good, you know. But at the end of the day, you know, when you have the content and the message behind it, you know, it even works better, you know. And the thing is, it's not to force it on people. I'm not here to force nothing on anybody. Thought is free and should never be coerced, you understand? From you getting to the point of trying to tell people what to think, then you're going into a place where I don't feel comfortable. So my thing is just to put it out there, and those who seeking shall find, you understand? And it's to go on, you know, joke and cultivate the vibe little, but at the same time, if you say this is the way, so it have to go. You just put your message out there and see what people. Okay,
that sounds like a different style of reggae to me, because obviously previously hardcore reggae artists sometimes, you know, hold a very hard line of what Rastafari is, of what living good is, in terms of we've also had problems, I suppose, with people holding a certain perception of reggae as opposed to anti-gay lyrics and so on. So how do you come as an artist in 2014 when there's so many people around the world, in Germany, in France, in China, in Japan, who love reggae music and who want to embrace the art form? How do you hold a lane and still preach your message? Obviously say you don't want a hard lane.
Yeah.
But talk real with me. How do you do that?
I mean, even to say preach my message, like, I am not wanna, like, that's not me.
Right.
My message is evolving. Like what I thought 2 years ago, I don't think now. Then I have the presence of mind to know that, and know say, yo, we evolve, we all will have to change in each his own way.
Right.
And it's like when I take the example of His Majesty, he was never a person that said, this is the way it have to go, XYZ, you do this, you do that. He was in a country that had Islam, that had Muslims, you understand? He's a person that went all over the world, and diplomacy was his thing. So my thing is to not be like, my way is the way and your way. You should have an understanding of each man's faith, and let each man do what his way or what he feels right doing himself. That's how I see it. You know?
Okay.
So I don't want to be that person saying like, my way is the way. This is how it has to be, because once you do that now, you have stopped your seeding of growth, you know.
Right.
You don't have to get up tomorrow and think about nothing, because this is the way. And to me personally, as on a personal level, it leads to complacency for me. So my thing is to always try to evolve and grow and learn from learn from, different people. His Majesty says secular knowledge is something that we need. He read a lot of Western philosophy himself. So I mean, who am I to say that this is the latest?
Okay. When we look at reggae music, obviously His Imperial Majesty, the king that you speak of, is highly present in the content of reggae music. Very, very, very highly present in the content of reggae music. So I want you to explain to some people who often hear of Rastafari and they minimize it, right? And they surmise that it's wholly and solely that you guys, right, see His Imperial Majesty as God, that you see Him as the creator, etc. So I want you know, for me, to explain for me how it is when you speak about the philosophies of His Imperial Majesty. How do you apply that to your life? Help me to understand that.
I apply it to my life in just every day. It's just, for me, Rastafari philosophy. You understand? The philosophies of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I. You understand? That's how I see he alright, put it this way. There's a time when music wasn't doing as good as I wanted it and it wasn't getting out there. And I was reading Move Around with the Wise Man, that book. Small little pocket book everybody should have. And I would read things like, success is not in measured by the compensation that you get or what is attained, but with the knowledge, knowing that the work done was to the best of your ability. That make me feel warm within myself now when I have a song that now get an airplay that people not hear it, but I sit down at home and I say, yo, I'm gonna give my all into this.
Right.
I do my best.
So that's where you measure the success.
Yeah, man. Right. And that was something that I never really thought about before. And I said, it's all applying to my life when I read that we must treat even people who had us colonized as equally free men, because now we're civilized enough to understand that peace is the way that we run it. When I can see stuff like that, because usually I would be like, yo, burn this and not deal with that. No, and I used to say it's about oneness. And there's so much stuff I can talk about in my everyday life.
So you even love your enemies, it's as simple as that.
There's no, do I not destroy my enemies when I make them my friends? You understand? If I have an enemy and I make them my friend, then there's no more enemy.
Right.
It has so me really create and look at the thing. You can destroy your enemies, but you can do it with love. And that's what I try to achieve in my life.
Okay, the principles of love is what we're talking about. We're going to take another music video from Protoje and come right back on Catcha Fyah.
And she didn't know how to tell him she was in love with a Rasta man. Fire was burning and burning till I thought what she was holding in. And she didn't know how to tell him she was in love with a Rasta man. Fire was burning and burning till I thought what she was holding.
Know her story before she said Daddy just want her corporate. Find somebody that's corporate, suit and tie more appropriate. Him say him now make him daughter stray, but reggae music she start to play. I tell food when she sort her plate. Militant youth where she want to date, and that is what she need. Marcus Garvey she start to read. Here stop home and it start look neat. So we want keep her off the street from bushy weed, and that be me. More than a naughty head is what she see. No love or sleep is not for me, and she no want keep it a secret, but she can't tell him who she sleep with.
She didn't know how to tell him she was in love with
and she wants to be free from all this captivity. So she'll be who she will be. They can't tell her who she need. They can't tell her who she want, who she can't. She talk her own a chant, chart her own a part, and color her own a art. Call me over her own apartment. Now as I answer the phone, that's the tone she start with. She knows that she don't be part with one like I, even though so much impart it. But she have to do her own a thing, cause she can never live life for them, knowing that she will look back when to the time when she couldn't explain to him cause then.
And she didn't know how to tell him she was in love with a Rasta man. Fire was burning and burning till I thought what she was holding in. And she didn't know how to tell him she was in love with a Rasta man. Fire was burning and burning till I thought what she was holding in.
Okay, so we're back for Protoje. Let's talk some music now. I don't want to dig too deep into the spiritual side because what we are saying is true. Assigned to the principles of love, and I don't think you can go wrong in that direction at all. So let's talk some music. When I listen to Protoje, I don't know if calling this fusion is really the right word to use, but I sense a different style. I sense a new flavor. I want you to talk to me about production now, about the music itself, not just the lyrics now. Let's talk about some music. Yeah, let's go on.
Dub rock reggae, my life we call it.
Dub rock reggae.
Yeah, man. Protoje and Indignation is a live show to see. You know what I mean? We've been traveling all over the world now, crafting the music, and I just like the music. You know, you can't be too technical with you do this or you just feel. It's like when a person is out at a show enjoying the music, they're not there in the crowd busy thinking, what do I call this music? I need to. You're just moving, you know, feel it. You know?
Just enjoy it.
Yeah, man, just enjoy. Just enjoy the sound. If you like the sound, enjoy the sound. And I listen to all type of music from all over. And it just comes out in me and then evolve. It's like you can't even define me as an artist until I'm done. Who knows what type of music I'm going to be making 2 years from now? You know, it's like we just make and make sure to grow, and on each album I show a different side of me musically. You know, my hip hop background, my rap background, my dancehall background, my reggae background. And sometimes I may feel more inclined to do like say Rasta love is more hip hop sounding. You understand? That's the wrong side of the law. It's like very roots reggae. Kingston Be it's like modern roots, you know, with hip hop is like different sound.
Right. Talk to me about some of the guys producing this music, because oftentimes what happens is you see the artists and you identify you guys as the entire product, not knowing that there are obviously guys behind the scenes who making this music. So just identify some of these guys that have been working with you on a production level.
And my first album was done by Don Corleone, who, I mean, has been behind so many great artists in Jamaica. My second album he also did. Second album I kind of more went to him with an idea of the sound I really wanted to achieve. So the Kingston Be is I those type of sound. My third album now I'm doing it with a producer named Winter James, who is fairly new, but he did like Here Comes Trouble for Chronixx. He did the Who Knows with Chronixx and myself, Militancy Rhythm, Rootsman Rhythm. So like the Junior Gunboat, Gunman World. And he's also a keyboarder in Damon Maliban too. So he's a really good musician, and we're doing this project, a joint project with my label, Indignation Collective, and his label, Overstand. And then I make music with my band, The Indignation, and we have a little production team within that. So, no.
Okay, now that you're talking about instruments, and I see you have a nice guitar over here. Talk to me about what level of training you've been done in terms of being a musician now. That's a different side.
Not much. I used to play piano when I was younger, and then just since started my band, I just wanted to be able to play music with them, as opposed to just
sing.
I can only sing, you know. So I started practicing my guitar and get lessons from my guitarists, and you know, just it have a different connection. Last night I came home from the show and I stayed up until sunlight, just me and my guitar alone, I learned some things and I was like, yo, look on this, you know, and it just felt like it's a different feeling, a different side of the music.
Okay. Talk to me about your relationship with Chronixx. Now, Chronixx undoubtedly has taken off. He's in Barbados right now. Everybody's onto Chronixx. Everybody's waiting to see him on the hill tomorrow. Talk to me about Chronixx. What's the vibe?
Cool, you man. Chronixx used to, when Arguments and Rasta Love and those songs were out, he wasn't doing music as an artist. Right. So he linked me on email or Facebook, one of them, him and him producer said they want to produce for me. So, I was doing my album, but as I said, I love work with youths. So he was like, yeah, you want to produce some song for me or whatever. I was like, send me some rhythms. So he sent me some rhythms and I liked them, but my album was just finished and I was producing Kabaka Pyramid his first EP. So I ended up giving him about 4 or so beats that Chronixx sent for me to him. And then introduced them, and I was like, I invited Chronixx up to my house, And Kabaka was living there at the time also. So, to meet him. And he came there, was playing lots of rhythms for me, and then he started to sing and DJ. And I was like, yo, what y'all do? And he was like, yeah, I'm good at music. And I say, yo, no, this youth is extremely talented. From that first night, my mother is my manager, and I told her that, listen, within 1 year, this youth is going to be one of the biggest things in music, So he's an extremely talented artist. Believe me, one of the most amazing talents I've been around, and so proud to see him doing what he's doing now. And from that day one, we spoke about doing music, because he's always shown me like lots of respect and always let me know that, I'd influence him coming up. So it's just a joy, man. It's just love every time. And we did that song Who Knows together in the right time, the first single off my 3rd album, and that song's doing lots of stuff globally now. So it's a collaboration people always pressuring to sip at for the last 2 years. Yo, when you're on this been good tune, I
think it's been worth it. Who Knows is really an incredible tune.
Thanks.
Let's talk about that tune. We're going to see the video. The video releases pretty soon. You're going to get a chance right here on Catcha Fyah to see that video very, very early in its release. So just stay tuned. We're going to share that video shortly. Who knows? You're pleased to be chilling in the West Indies.
Everywhere,
sunshine, rivers and trees.
Yeah, man. And that goes for the whole West Indies. And that's what I like about this tune. It's like, it's just a tune for everybody,
Nice.
You there over there saying Barbados, and you can connect with over there saying, I just go with the trade wind blow, sending love to my friends and foes. And it's like, in that song is like, it's a representation of my philosophy. Every man to them own a philosophy. You understand? What do you know if you learn every day? Life is a dream if you got gratitude. Like, I didn't want this music on this 3rd album to be so in your face that the lines can stand alone. You don't have to hear it in the music. And the 2nd verse say, life is a dream if you got gratitude. 1 sentence, stop. You can think about that. With information you think on your own, or else you're a slave to the things that you know. Full stop. You can think about that. Next sentence, what do you know if you learn every day? So be careful of things what you say. It's like you can think about each individual line as a concept, and that is what I want to do with this new album. Just put the messages out there, ask the questions, and make people reason.
Some principles to govern your life. I think that's nice. Let me ask you another question. Obviously, I don't have the opportunity to interview every single member of the movement, but 2 people stand out in mind when I hear this music: Kabaka Pyramid and Janae. I want you to talk to me about the influence of Kabaka Pyramid within your movement. How has that been working with Kabaka Pyramid?
It was great, man. Janae actually, funny you said both of them, because Janae actually introduced me to Kabaka. She was like, there's this youth, he raps. He wasn't doing, he was just rapping at the time. It sounded like he was from Brooklyn. And she was like, you should meet him. I think we'd be cool together. And link him, and immediately I like him energy. And when reason about him, we started to link him with his style kind of evolving to what it is now. But It's a youth who are well read, very bright, very bright youth, you know, and likes innovation, you know what I mean? And he's a person that really turned me on to Egypt and that ancient philosophy from there, and Kemet and so much stuff. And it's just a youth where I have a lot of respect for as a person, as an individual. He's a really humble spirit, and you know the energy when I bring it necessary to, because as you say, like him is a freedom of thought man, analyzing all different cultures, all what each culture has to offer, bring it together with the base of Rastafarian philosophy and then apply it to himself, and I really respect that.
Right.
Janine.
Yeah, Janine. Yeah.
You like to talk about Janine.
Yeah.
Janine is
powerful lady.
Yeah man, very powerful individual. And for me personally, had a lot to do with my development as an individual. I met Janine right as my first song came out, and the popularity started to come to me and all of that, and she was somebody to, you know, be grounded around. And she's the person that carried me to where I get the books, and you know, picked out one of my first books for me, and really give thanks for that, because you have to remember them things there, you know. So big up to her every time. And then her music too. We've done 2 songs together, and we have a crazy chemistry on stage. You know, on stage, like sometimes when I do legitimate, like my heart is racing to a level, and I love that feeling. I live for that feeling. Make me feel alive. I love being on stage, you know. Love being on stage. So them 2 artists there really important to the whole thing, as everybody is.
Right.
But yeah, on a personal level, you know.
Right. Those 2 stand out to me, obviously, because of the output of the music. I think the lyrical content is so heavy. It often forces me to do some research behind the music. We're going to get you to close off now, and like the 7 people before you have done, I always leave this very last bit of the program for you guys to speak to young people for me. They're young entrepreneurs, or they're young musicians, young artists, young people who have creativity, you know. So just give them a word of encouragement for you, from you, obviously. I don't know what advice you can give those young people from you.
Do what you love. You have to do what you love, else you're going to be miserable. Even if you make the money is not all. Because when the door ends and all the banks close, who can you call? You understand? So it's like to make sure you enjoy life, man. You're supposed to enjoy life, and know that you have a talent, know that you have a thing that burns inside you, and have to spend time to find it and cultivate it. And once you do that, trust me, life will be much easier. So that's the thing. And if you have your craft, you work on your craft, and don't worry about the accolades and the praise. You understand? Work on the craft, work on the art form, work on developing it. And even again now to the militant ones out there, to the one that were you know, the whole Babylon system and all of that, no say we have to navigate right now in what reality is. You understand? And even His Majesty said material and spiritual wealth must be worked towards, must be equally attained. You understand? So nothing is not wrong with trying to even develop yourself, because even a thing like money, right? You know, say you don't even get the full understanding of money until you make it. And you realize that, but then this thing I'm going to hold up as the greatest thing. It don't really do nothing to you inside, that's all. But if you spend your life and search it, it may seem like the greatest thing, you understand? But when you attain it now, you will get a more spiritual understanding, you know, say, what life is about, you know. So yeah, that's enough messages to give them. But bless up yourself, give thanks again for reaching out to the item. Catcha Fyah TV, we say, yeah man, enough love. You know, go and spread the music out there.
Alright, nothing more. That's it. Episode number 8, Catcha Fyah, one-on-one exclusive with Protoje. Just stay tuned for more. You're gonna get a chance right now to see who knows. That's Protoje next to Chronixx. So just enjoy. We'll be back next week with more.